of obesity, or the stigmatism that is carried with that? Do we live? Can you speak to the fact about, how, the society we're living in? Is it mostly focused on thin people, skinny people? Can you just talk about that?
I would say that today's perception wasn't what it was 50 years ago. And even 100 years ago, media, whatever the mediums were, whether it was a statue, because if you remember, the Greeks were thick, and they didn't mind showing the buxomous women and bosoms and big buttocks and things of that nature, till when we got into cinematographics, and there were still women that were portly being portrayed and men that were portly, because it was a sign of affluence if you had some girth to you, that you were affluent, you were able to eat, where the skinny people were looked down upon because they were poor. You knew they were poor because they didn't have that girth. So now you have Hollywood's image of what's sexy, and the body images. It's okay to have the cleavage and a booty, but we don't want to see the fat. We don't want to see the jelly rolls, You don't see fat people dancing. I remember when So You Think You Could Dance came out. There was a heavyset brother, and I used to watch it religiously. There was a heavyset brother on the show, and he could move. He could dance. My son could dance too. But he didn't win. You don't see fat people winning in Hollywood. You don't see fat people being projected as any image in Hollywood that people need to see. They are looked at, like the show says, The Biggest Loser. Why couldn't it be The Biggest Winner? Why did they choose to name it The Biggest Loser? Because they're losing. They're not just shedding fat and muscle and all of these things that are getting them healthy. I think that's a winner.
It's the label that comes with being fat. It's like, how can I phrase it? Skinny is in, fat is not. Plain and simple. You see it in music videos, you see it in magazines, you see it on TV, you see it in movies, books we read. Even in the little children's TV shows, you see it now. So it's like the world is telling us fat people don't belong. And it's a hindrance to us, because it's like when we wake up, we already hit the stereotypes. So why go out? Why even try? Why not just sit home behind your own closed doors and protect yourself? And that's so many of us are thinking that today, or so many of us are even taking our own lives, because it's like, why bother? I can't lose the weight. I tried everything. I'm done.
Boom, bam, boom, boom. But I ain't mad at him. Hey.
Eddie Murphy.
Run for your life!
Eddie Murphy. It's a horror show. And Eddie Murphy.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a
DreamWorks
freak
Pictures
like me?
presents.
Don't you?
Excuse me.
What?
Are you wearing bottoms?
Of course I'm wearing bottoms.
Okay.
What's that?
Mary, Mother of God.
your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't ya?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
Hey, what's wrong with you? You supposed to eat that thing, not scalp it. Well, Daddy, all the calories in the chicken are found in the skin and in the fat, so I peel it off. What you talking about? That's where all the fats and calories is. You know where that come from? Watching that damn TV. Every time you turn it on, they got somebody in there talking about lose weight, get healthy, get in shape. Get everybody looking all anorexic, talking about that's healthy. I know what healthy is. And tell you something else. I don't know why everybody trying to lose weight in the first place. Ain't everybody supposed to be the same size. We're supposed to be all different. Big, small, medium, midget. You're supposed to have all of that. I don't know what it is. Everybody want to be the same size. Like that Oprah Winfrey. She gonna lose her weight. Wasn't nothing wrong with her. She was fine. Oprah was a fox. She lose all that weight. Her head look all big, skin hanging all off her, and Luther Vandross. Nigga used to be the Black Pavarotti. Lost all that weight looking all ashy. Oprah and Luther need to keep their ass one weight, because I'm confused.
Christy would be a very appealing candidate, except that he weighs too much. I mean, it's an issue that everybody is uncomfortable with, but it's really an issue.
Listen, and we kind of had fun with this before, but you know, when there were people talking about, you know, the idea of me running for president, you had columnists in this newspaper writing that somebody who's overweight can't possibly be president.
What did you think of that?
It's idiotic. I mean, because what these guys like Eugene Robinson and Michael Kinsley and others wrote about was, well, because he's overweight, that means he's undisciplined. It is just one of those last remaining vestiges of prejudice and stupidity in our society, that you would draw that direct line between those things. I think it's very possible. We've seen great leaders in our past who are extraordinarily disciplined in a whole bunch of things that may be undisciplined in one thing, or unable to deal with certain parts. It doesn't mean that you're undisciplined. And I think that attention that comes, no matter what the physical appearance issue is just a shorthand for people who maybe have another agenda, but who say, okay, well, I can't really say what I really think, so let me just call him fat.
If she wants to get on a plane and come here to New Jersey and ask me if she wants to examine me and review my medical history, I'll have a conversation with her about that. Until that time, she should shut up. Completely irresponsible. My children saw that last night. And she sat there on TV and said, I'm afraid he's going to die in office. I have 4 children between 9 and 19. You know, I have my children, my 12-year-old son come to me last night and said, Dad, are you going to die?
And I'm going to talk to you regarding my daughter. My daughter is 14 years old, and her name is Jasmin. We made the painful but right decision at 397 pounds. We thought that it would be the best thing for her to be in an inpatient hospital for children to lose the weight. So I decided to put her in a hospital for children for all different kinds of illnesses and different challenges that these children face in this hospital in Virginia. But Jasmin's was particularly decided to admit Jasmin, and she decided that she wanted to go to the children's hospital is because she experienced a tremendous amount of bullying, tremendous amount of depression. Even at 14, I saw my daughter change from this bubbly, happy young adult, and knowing that she was overweight, still happy and loved life, to this young person who didn't want to live anymore just because she was 397 pounds and bullied every single day. I mean, to the extent where she didn't even want to live anymore. It was just a traumatic experience for all of us. And, you know, going through junior high school in particular really broke her down. The last 2 years of junior high school, 7th and 8th grade, she was teased and bullied, even cyberbullied, to the point where she didn't even want to be social anymore. She didn't want to leave the house. It was just a bad feeling that was coming around her and just weighing down on the whole family.
She turned to food.
She turned to food. She's always been a person who loved food. We all do. And, you know, growing up, she was a latchkey kid. So I guess that can contribute to her obesity. Also, coming from school and going home after school and just eating whatever she wanted to eat, whenever she wanted to eat it. But as she got older, it just caught up with her. She just started eating more and more and more. So the place where she is really tackling her, not only her weight, but her emotional state and her relationship with food. So when she comes out, she'll better be able to equip herself with the society we live in, with overeating and fast food and all those temptations every single where you look. She'll be able to cope with that and learn how to have a better relationship with food. And that's where she is now, in the hospital, to lose the weight, number one, and she has a team to assist her in knowing how to deal with food, in her relationship with food. So it is not just a physical battle, it's an emotional battle, it's a psychological battle, and
it's a spiritual battle.
And it's a spiritual battle. And she's dealing with all that in one place. And I thank God for that hospital to be able to assist her in that manner. And she'll be walking out the door as a different person, totally different from when she walked in. So I'm looking forward to that new Jasmin.
Awesome.
And I'm going to prepare myself to receive her. So I'm going to be losing weight about a month ago, which would be like a couple of days after Thanksgiving. And checked her in to be admitted to lose weight. And she's been there a month already. We're here at December 31st, 2012, and she has already lost 30 pounds. And she feels great. She's feeling optimistic that her life is going to change when she walks out of those doors of the hospital. Who knows when? We don't have a date, but she's making significant progress. 30 pounds in a month is incredible. And if she keeps going the way she's going, she'll be down to her ideal weight, at a healthy weight, in no time. And we'll have our daughter back home in a healthy state of mind, in a healthy weight. And I think it's awesome that she's able to make that decision along with the family to go away. Even though it's hard for us to let her go and not see her every day, but just to know that she's losing the weight is peace of mind, because at 397 pounds at 14 it was astronomical. And I'm just glad that she's able to take care of that now than at a later time in her life.
The misconception of eating the wrong foods. Yes, there is eating the wrong foods, and the quantity of that's what really the wrong thing to do. Sometimes you feel like a little piece of chocolate, or like my friend Jasmin having a craving for pizza early in the morning. There's nothing wrong with that. The consistency of eating chocolate or sugar-based products and flour or foods that is high in calories and in fats, that is the wrong thing to do. Having a snack here and there just to please the soul, because sometimes you eat for your body, and sometimes, like I tell people, that's kind of one of my things, I preach that. You eat also for the soul, because sometimes just a piece of chocolate can make you feel so good and not have it again maybe for another month or 6 months like I did. Nothing wrong with that. But being consistent of eating better, taking your vitamins, being aware of drinking your water and exercising, that's what's going to help you optimize your health. Looking better, feeling better, and definitely staying healthy and more energetic through the entire day. Most people come tired or overwork, or they need help with brain because they're studying and they have too much stress. Well, we have a variety of products to help them with the energy, the multivitamins, or to help them with more energy. On top of the multivitamins, we have energizers, herbal energizers, or we help them with cholesterol. We have omega-3s, red yeast rice, we have CoQ10. Everything you actually heard out there about vitamins and nutrients to help you, we have it. It's been around everyone in every health food store. We've been here since 1932. Of course, I have not been here since 1932. I've been here about 10 years now, and I really like to say that I'm very happy to find a home, because the job is not just a job. The job is where you actually enjoy working and being happy helping people, and that's what I've been doing for a very long time. I came to the U.S. in 1981, and like Jasmin, I actually had the opportunity to taste pizza, but back then I think pizza was much better ingredients, better quality products. Today is mass market. Every corner you go, you find a pizza place, of which you might find yourself intrigued or getting into those establishments one too many times. But the quality of products or ingredients they use, it might not be the best, because quality of fast food restaurants have deteriorated. Therefore, all those products we're putting in ourselves, consequently we're putting on weight, we're getting no nutrients, no nutrient value, and definitely we end up in the need of something else.
Contrary to popular opinion, most people think that obese people or fat people are constantly stuffing stuff in their mouth, they're eating, they're lazy, they won't move around. Well, I can tell you from my own perspective, I'm not always eating. And as a matter of fact, I have really poor eating habits. I don't typically like to eat in the morning. I never did. I'm not really a morning person. So breakfast is a food or a meal that I would tend to not eat. Sometimes I'm not even hungry, and believe it or not, when I'm not hungry, I simply just can't eat. But then when I get hungry, then I will eat, and I'll eat whatever I feel to eat. Sometimes it's not nutritious, sometimes it's just whatever I can grab on the go, and oftentimes it's not, just the right thing. What I found out that a lot of the foods have so many different additives that are in them that at my age, at the age of 50, it's really not conducive to my body. Caffeine now gives me acid reflux. Tomato sauce, I get gassy and acid reflux. The food will start coming up on me. So, just for your own information, for people who tend to think that people are overeaters and just doing it to themselves, oftentimes that's not the case. Hi, I'm back with some tips from our good friend J.J. Smith's book, Lose Weight Without Dieting or Working Out. I want to share with you something that J.J. shares with her readers in the book about how toxins cause excess fat in the body. There are many factors that contribute to weight gain. One of the factors that are most overlooked by traditional diets is toxic overload. Simply put, people often have difficulty losing weight because their bodies are full of poisons. The more toxins you take in or are exposed to every day, the more toxins you store in fat cells in your body. The toxins stored in fat cells are difficult to get rid of through dieting alone. You must first detoxify your body. When the body is overloaded with toxins, the body transfers its energy away from burning calories and uses that energy to work harder to detoxify the body. Now that makes a lot of sense to me. In other words, the body does not have the energy that it needs to burn the calories. However, when the body is efficiently detoxifying and getting rid of toxins, the energy can be used to burn fat. So in JJ's book, she talks about detoxifying eating and moving. And this is typically something that you're going to have to find out more about by buying the books. What were some of the things that you did that help you curtail your eating, your poor eating habits? What were the things you did?
Well, I looked at what was happening within me, and I was very honest about things that were happening to me. Instead of worrying about what other people thought, eventually, I mean, at the end of the day, I had a breakdown, and I had to go to see somebody, and I started talking about stuff, and all this stuff that was inside me that I'd kept in, it got out, and I started talking about people, and I started changing habits, and I started to feel a lot better for myself, a lot better within myself, and I sorted a few things out in my head, and I decided that this isn't me. I'm in a fat body of my own making, but it ain't me. And once my self-esteem started building up, and once I was getting better, for want of a better term, with the depression, I started thinking, right, I'm going to do something for me. I want to get fitter. I started walking, got a dog, and I was going out every day walking the dog. And I also changed. I knew what I was like. I was a bit obsessive, to be honest. And so I just suddenly decided to stop buying the biscuits and the cakes and the this and that, and I didn't have them in the house. I just did not have them in the house because I know what I'm like, a bit obsessive, so I just eat. So I stopped doing that, and I lost 8 stone in a year. Pretty bloody good. And then I felt that's good. I'm really feeling good about myself and wanting to do this, wanting to go out, because when I was so heavy, I also didn't go out because I was a little bit embarrassed about it, and I was always thinking that people are talking about me, pointing the finger and this and that, you know. And then when I felt good about myself, then it didn't matter what people thought because I was doing it for me. And to me, that's the key. You've got to want to do it for yourself, and to make some changes. Sometimes you've got to bite the bullet. No, not bite the cake, bite the bullet, and not have those things in the house just to help you along, because it's so easy just to reach for what you've always reached for. So I did 2 things. I started talking about my issues, my problems, my esteem, my depression, and I started working on that, working on what was the cause of all that. And once I started working on the cause of all that, then the effects started dissipating. I didn't need that fix. I didn't need the fix of food. And to me, that's the important thing. Well, you can get that fixed from other things. You know, you could go to the gym and you get a really good workout or something like that. I mean, it's hard work sometimes when you're really big, but once you start getting that workout, doing anything, you don't have to go to a gym, but doing anything, any exercise, you get the endorphin release, which is what I used to get from food. Well, I was getting the endorphin release from exercising and feeling good and doing all that sort of thing. So that's what I worked on. But to me, you've got to work on yourself. You've got to get in here and be really in. You've got to influence your own recovery, basically.
What came to me immediately as you were just making your declarations, what came to me is that thing which used to dominate you, now you are dominating it. Does it make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
And yes. the Bible, the Bible, you know what? That's what The Bible is my blueprint for life. I mean,
Yes.
it is my blueprint for life. Whether it comes to my finances, whether it comes to my relationships, whether it comes to my health, whether it comes to business deals, business partners, choices, decisions, wisdom, it's all there. That is my blueprint. So when you were talking, what immediately came to me was dominion. And Genesis 1:26, when he said, let us make man in our image. When he said that, and then he said, you know what, and I'm going to give them dominion over, okay, the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, everything that creeps upon, and then to know that we have the power, which is the ability to trample over the serpent, which is the enemy, anything that is coming into our life to attack us, we have dominion over that. And so listening to you, I just see dominion rising up in you. And you're saying that, you know what? I don't care what you say about that. It's not me. And guess what? I'm not even going to let that word dominate me, rule me, or reign in my life. I am going to take authority over that. And that is what you're doing. And that's what people have to do. You have to know who you are. Who are you? Who are you?
Absolutely.
Who am I?
Absolutely.
And when you realize that you ain't that, what you say?
They need to solve the equation. That's what they find it. Solve the equation to find out who you are. And once you really realize it, settle it within your heart, your mind.
Yep.
And then you can get right with God, and then you can let it move on.
Almost the more affirmations that you speak, the more positive things you speak, your subconscious mind will take hold of those things. And that's when you actually will see a difference in how you respond. That's when you actually see that you are taking a different approach. And these things are actually working. And so when I talk about the subconscious mind versus the conscious mind, the average person holds about maybe 2,500 to 2,700 thoughts a day. And if you're continuously feeding the negative thoughts, then if you're holding about that many, just think of how your subconscious mind is taking all of those negative aspects and internalizing. So definitely, it's a mindset. It's definitely something that you have to make a decision that you're going to be positive regardless of what the situation is. I think I put a post out on Facebook either yesterday or the day before, and it just says, no matter what, I'm having a good day. So that means no matter what's going on around me, whether it's impacting me, in a negative manner, I'm going to have a good day. If you take those things that you say, I'm not eating the 99-cent hamburger today. I'm just not doing it. They're going to incorporate 2 fruits, 2 extra vegetables into my diet. Today I am healthy as I've ever been in any day in my life. Once you start making those affirmations a daily project, you will definitely see these things change. It all starts with the mind. Just like you said, you were able to make a decision, stand firm. I'm not smoking anymore. And look at you. I'm not smoking anymore. Congratulations. So you just have to take that and be serious about it. Find out what it means to you not to have these things going on in your life to better yourself, and then work towards those goals. Definitely write your goals down. That always helps too. What is it that Jasmin wants to see dealing with her diabetes and dealing with her weight in 2013? When you look at 2013, it's 12 months. Break them down. 30 days. What do I expect to see in 30 days? Emon, do the same thing. What do I expect to see in 30 days? You get to the 30th day, you can check that off.